Alright, let's go.
Alright, hi guys, I'm Moresi, and my passion is filmmaking. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the basics of filmmaking and a little bit about the bulletin as well. So we're going to start off with my ad.
Where am I? Left or right?
That's left. Are a multitude of complex processes which go into filmmaking. However, the outcome is superior to the sum of its parts. The art of filmmaking provides an opportunity to manifest your work into an extremely advantageous investment of your time. Through making films, you will obtain experience of the creative process and acquire skills of a writer, director, and producer. It will also encourage you to engage in the creative process, possess open-mindedness, and learn to maintain confidence in your work. Participating in the art of filmmaking isn't just about making films. It's also about evolving yourself as a person and making connections with new people and ideas. Okay, so I'm passionate about filmmaking because I really like the process, and once you get the final outcome, you feel really good about yourself and about what you've made. So it's not really that hard to get started if you guys wanted to. All you really need is like an iPhone. You don't need an expensive camera or a computer or whatnot. And so I really just like the process, and it can be really hard to start at first, but it's definitely worth it once you practice and go through failures and you learn the process and just get better at it. I think it's a really good art to learn and skill to have in life. And then I'm also going to talk to you guys about the bulletin today and a little bit about how that's made. And I've been doing this for over 3 years now, and I'm part of the media program, and it's just become a really big part of my life, and I hope to continue it on as I go to college. So, a filmmaking overview. I'm a filmmaker, and normally you think that it's just like on Hollywood set making like feature films, but there's really a bunch of different types of videos that people make nowadays. Like there's advertisements, promos, documentaries, short stories, like the list just goes on. And there's a bunch of different types of filmmakers who make different things. And so what I do is pretty much independent filmmaking, and most of the time I'll just make the whole video myself. That means I have to wear all the hats, do all the positions, that's planning, shooting, editing myself. And that also enables you to be a lot more creative in your videos and to definitely have like more of a say in like how it's gonna come out versus working like on a film crew, on the production team, which I have done before. Like I produce every 15 minutes with Moresi and the rest of the advanced media class. So if you want to get started, like making good films isn't really that hard. You just need a little bit of background knowledge about filmmaking and of course creativity. So really quickly, I'm just going to go over the 3 major steps in the filmmaking process, then I'm going to talk about the bulletin. So for pre-production, there's basically the same 3 basic steps every time you're making it. You need a solid foundation when you're going to be starting to do these things. So you're going to want to start off with planning, making your scripts, shot list, and storyboard. So the script is just what is going to be said in the video. The shot list is pretty much just a spreadsheet of the different shots that you want to get and the time that they're going to be played. I have an example in my demo, which I'll play later. And then you're just going to be forming the original idea, concepts, or message underlying the video, which is the most important part, because story is the most important part of filmmaking. It's all about storytelling, and everything is serving the story of what you're trying to convey to the audience. So after you get everything planned out, you find any actors that you might need, you get everything down, then you're ready to start the production phase. So you're going to use the script and the shot list to help film the shots as you plan them. This is really going to help with the overall direction of your video or film, and it's going to make it a lot more clear to the audience what you're trying to convey to them. And there's a lot of things to consider when on set, like your camera settings and movements. Also lighting and audio are really important. So there's just a few things to keep in mind if you want to better your filmmaking as individuals. And the good equipment definitely helps, but it's not necessary at all. You can make really good stuff without expensive cameras and computers, like I was already saying. You can just make it on your iPhone. All you need is just some creativity. So after you get all your shots for whatever video you're going to be making, then you can move to post-production or editing. So you don't, once again, you don't need the nice computer. You can edit on iMovie on your phone. because all you're really doing is assembling the clips in order and just making sure that everything is okay, doing the edits, transitions, and editing is like a really hard process to just explain. It's kind of one of those things where you have to learn it by doing and practicing. So it's not really something that I can just like teach you how to do. It's something that you have to do, and I learned it over the past 3 years here at GB. But it's something that you know, it's just practicing and failures and having that growth mindset and keep going at it. So once you finish like your edit, you're pretty much done. So like whether you made, whether it's something for this class or whatever, you're probably gonna have to make videos more in college and later in life in your career or whatever. So I think it's a really good skill to have. So I'm going to talk a little bit about media and about the bulletin, and then that's what my demo video pertains to. So like I said, I've been in the class for over 3 years now. And so I manage a production team, and we make 2 bulletins every 3 weeks. So at first I was just like a class member and I was just making videos, but now I actually like manage the team, and there's 3 teams and you create a bulletin every 3 weeks. So that's how there's 2 bulletins each week. And so you guys see them, but I thought you might be interested in kind of like how they're made, like the behind the scenes of it. So the following video will explain it kind of more in detail, but once again, I can't explain every single step in what we do. So this is kind of just the basics of how to make a bulletin.
So we'll be able to put it up for you guys for the Wednesday bulletin. For the Friday bulletin, that means that you guys have to film, edit, upload, publish.
I'll teach one of you how to do that because you will have to stay up and we'll do that.
When filming a bulletin, the first thing you do is get into groups and do pre-production.
If we're gonna fill it.
Good. Can we get a picture? Can you go for another one, please?
First of all, who's answers?
The bulletin is on a 3-week rotation. 2 of these weeks are going to be your production weeks. You're going to be filming, editing, doing your stories, anything else that needs to be done for that week, including scripts. You're going to be meeting with your groups in that time. You're going to be discussing options that you're going to be doing in the upcoming bulletin in 3 weeks. The final week in the 3-week rotation is your production week when you're filming the actual bulletin in the studio.
So you do the green and blue.
And there's a little bit of yellow in there. There's like a yellow tone.
Yeah.
Some things you're going to need to keep in mind are picking talents, getting the script together, it's getting any announcements from the written bulletin and any other sources of information for GBTV. This is where we get all information. All the announcements are from the written bulletin and the communication request link, as well as a rundown being created, which is basically just a shot list, like a timeline of what your bulletin is going to look like. Monday morning, you're going to make sure everything's set in place for the upcoming filming week of the bulletin. You make sure your videos are well done. Okay. Tuesday is the filming day for the Wednesday bulletin, and Thursday is the filming day for the Friday bulletin. That gives you 1 day to film it and edit it, get it uploaded for the next day. So when you go down to the studio, you're going to load all your videos up into the TriCaster, which is our video switching computer. It was like 30 grand. So you sit the talents down, and they're going to do a run-through of the script, make sure they know it all.
You want me to get everybody quiet down and ready to start?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start.
You got to get your titles and your teleprompter, your TriCaster.
I have this right here. So that's the first picture. And then we're going to talk to the second picture.
You got to get them all ready and make sure everything's good to go. And then when you start recording, you have your technical director, who's the guy running the TriCaster. You have him do the bulletin. So after you finish recording a bulletin, you transfer all the files back, then you'll edit them together and upload them for the next day. And once that's done, you're pretty much finished with your whole bulletin process. And that's how you make a GBTV video bulletin.
Oh, Colby! Oh,
It's almost easy.
Yeah, that's kind of like just a basic overview. So the TriCaster, it basically just receives inputs from the cameras, and then we also load the videos, and that's where we just make a bulletin on. So if you guys enjoyed hearing about what I like to do every day, and I hope that you can go out and maybe make something for yourselves with what you've learned. So yeah, are there any questions?
What's, oh, right.
Have you taken like 3D animation or have you need it?
No, not really. I mean, I kind of, yeah, no, I'm just more into this film aspect.
What's the one thing people don't realize when it comes to media?
Like,
As far as maybe how hard it is, time consuming, what's the,
it's definitely really time consuming, like, especially for me, because, like, I'm one of, like, the leaders of the class, and I have to, like, manage people, like, Marissa knows this too, you're there a lot, and then you're there not just for your class, and we're, like, constantly communicating outside of class, and there's just a lot more that goes into it than you might think. Yeah.
so for every 15 minutes, how long did that take
To edit?
to do it all? I mean,
Well, we did pre-shoots before, like the party scene, the memorial scene, those were pre-shot weeks before. But on the actual day, we had to shoot everything in the morning and then edit it that night. We left here 1 in the morning. So, yeah, it took a while, definitely a few hours to edit. And so there's just a lot that goes into all the process.
thanks, sir. Appreciate it.